Hi, friend. Welcome to Holly's Highlights, a podcast designed to encourage, inspire, and equip you to intentionally live your life full of purpose. I'm your host, Holly Kirby, motivational speaker, leadership cultivator, marketing strategist, and personal cheerleader. Let's check out today's highlight. When we think of the holidays, for many of us, we get so excited. But for some, Thanksgiving, Christmas, even New Year's reminds people of hardships, such as financial strains, broken relationships, even loss of loved ones. Might I suggest gifting a copy of the book Facelift, Embracing Hope Through Your Heartaches to friends, family, neighbors, your book club, networking groups, or even as teacher gifts? Facelift is available through local bookstores and even online retailers such as Target, Walmart, Barnes & Noble, and Amazon. And with Giving Tuesday approaching, you'll not only be encouraging those you give a copy of Facelift to, but also making a positive impact in the lives of those affected by cancer, as a portion of the proceeds of Facelift go directly to Huntsman Cancer Foundation in the fight against cancer. Need to order 30 or more books for an upcoming event or book club? Connect with me directly at hello@hollykirby.com for bulk discount information through the publisher, Coiler Books. This Christmas, give a gift of hope by giving a copy of Facelift to everyone on your Christmas list. Hi, friends. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday with your friends and family and loved ones. I had the pleasure of hosting our family this year. I love hosting, and we had a wonderful day. And as always, we enjoyed many laughs along the way. Thanks to a family group chat we have where we were joking about what we could do or have for Thanksgiving this year. We ended up with not only ham and turkey, but also Gyros made it on the menu this year. Then, thanks to so many different preferences of potatoes, au gratin, scalloped, mashed, sweet, well, we had plenty of options of potatoes for everyone too. My son had pulled an all-nighter just that night prior and then went out to play the morning of Thanksgiving. He went to go play some soccer with some neighborhood boys for about 3 or 4 hours while I cooked. And he came home and had Thanksgiving lunch with the family all gathered around the table. And then he decided to lay down for what he said would be a quick nap. Well, the next morning he woke up. He completely missed watching football and playing games and our gingerbread making, which was slightly comical too. See, my brother-in-law, he was making a Star Wars, Galactica? No, that's Star Trek. Whatever it is, that Star Wars ship. Well, he was making that and it collapsed just as he was putting the finishing touches on it. Then there was my sister's gingerbread house and, well, let's just say it looked like the big bad wolf had come in and blown her house down. And as soon as my dad finished his, and it was really cute because he's really into his dog, so it was like a little dog house and a dog bone and a dog. It was really cute. But anyhow, as soon as he finished that, he was wondering where we wanted the completed gingerbread houses and proceeded to suggest that his go in the trash. See, he's not a fan of the artistic creations we come up with, although I gotta say he's a good sport in taking part. So it was a little comical. We still need to do my son's, which was a Batman scene. So we'll get to that. My daughter and I did something a little different this year, though. We went to the barn where she helps care for horses and saw all the horses and goats and even got to see some alpacas too. It truly was a great day with my family. Now, we have so much to be thankful for. I enjoy while sitting down for our Thanksgiving meal every year. Our family goes around and shares what we're thankful for that year. Isn't it so cool to hear about and see the goodness of God? Every November, I post a daily gratitude throughout the month on my personal Facebook page. And I got to tell you, I never struggle to come up with something to be grateful for, but it's more the opposite of trying to limit it to one thing or a theme per se for that one day. One of the things I'm thankful for this time of year, though, is that we just hit 4 years of Holly's Highlights podcast. Now, if you recall from the beginning, I had shared the reason I was even starting Holly's Highlights podcast was at the advice of my book publisher of Facelift, Embracing Hope Through Your Heartaches. And they encouraged having a social media presence as well as a podcast in preparation for the book Facelift releasing that year. Well, the plan was simply to host this podcast up until the book's release last year. But to my surprise, not only have I heard from many of you about how this podcast has helped encourage, inspire, and even equip you to intentionally live your life full of purpose, but it also got picked up in Utah City Journal newspaper as a monthly column. And it's always so encouraging to me when a reader sends me an email about an article or therefore a podcast. So here we are, and what a joy it is. Although you may have realized that this summer there was a bit of a gap in between releasing episodes, and that's because I believe in practicing what I preach, so to speak. See, my dad was preparing for and going through and then recovering from a T-cell transplant for his multiple myeloma cancer. And I was being intentional in making him my priority as I went with him to every appointment, I stayed long hours at the hospital, and then went on the 24-hour shifts caring for him. It was a hard summer for our family, I'm not going to lie, mentally, physically, emotionally. But I am so thankful that I was able to serve my dad in such a way. Thankful for that time together, deep conversations, walking down memory lanes, and thankful God provided and protected him along the way too. Again, we just have so much to give thanks for this Thanksgiving. Which brings me to today's episode. I simply want to thank you for listening, for sharing episodes with others. For those who have supported the show and sponsoring an episode, you make this podcast sustainable. And the more who like and subscribe to the podcast, even take the time to rate and review it, specifically on Apple Podcast, well, you make it more easily found by others. It has continually been ranked number 1 or top 10 on Good Pods in different categories like leadership and ministry. And some fun facts about Holly's Highlights podcast include that it is listened to on every continent, primarily here in North America, but also highly listened to in Europe. And the top 3 episodes are Season 1, Episode 7, about 4 tips to having a grateful heart. Seems pretty timely. Season 3, Episode 3, regarding the language of love. I'm a huge advocate of learning your and your loved one's love language, so it goes all through that. And then Season 1, Episode 3, which was an interview with my brother, who is now a retired general manager for Larry H. Miller dealerships. And that was on being a leader others follow. So feel free to check those out if you haven't heard them already. I stand amazed, though. I just stand amazed to see what God is doing, has done, and continues to do with Holly's Highlights podcast. So again, you listening right now, and those who read the articles in the city journals, who've purchased a copy of Facelift, which is available through local bookstores and online retailers, you all in turn have encouraged me, and I am so very grateful. For those who have been here with us these past 4 years, you know that Holly's Highlights podcast mission is to encourage, inspire, and equip you to intentionally live your life full of purpose. So if you would like to be in a place to help cultivate your leadership skills, strategize in your marketing efforts, have a mentor through ministry, receive a little motivational boost, and even be cheered on along your journey, you're in the right place. I welcome you to join me here on Holly's Highlights, available wherever you listen to podcasts, such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and even your Amazon Echo. I think that's my favorite when you say, Alexa, play Holly's Highlights. And also including on your web browser at my website, hollycurby.com. That's HOLLYCURBY.com. We'll get back on track to releasing a new episode every other week and keep them short enough to listen to on your way to work, yet applicable to your day at hand. So whether at work, school, home, church, or even just life overall, if you have a topic you'd like to hear about, or if you'd like to sponsor a podcast, would you please connect with me at hello@hollycurby.com? We're in this thing called life together. So let's enjoy the journey and make sure each day is a great day for a great day. Thank you for joining me on this journey of life. I hope that today's highlight has been encouraging, inspiring, and equipping so you can go out and live your life full of purpose. I'd be honored if you'd take a moment to leave a review, or better yet, subscribe. We can also stay in touch by joining my email list at hollycurby.com. That's HOLLYCURBY.com. Until next time, make it a great day for a great day.